The Pacific and Atlantic Oceans are separated from each other by the Americas, blocking water from circulating between the two across most of the Earth's latitudes. The only place where the two come into direct contact is past the tip of South America. Here, at the southernmost extreme of the inhabited world, lie the Strait of Magellan, the Beagle Channel, and the Drake Passage, which for centuries served as the only gateways between the world's two largest oceans. Let's explore. At South America's tip lies Tierra del Fuego, an archipelago carved by glaciers, creating three paths between the oceans on either side. The Strait of Magellan lies between mainland South America and the biggest island of Tierra del Fuego, aptly named Isla Grande de Tierra del Fuego, and extends westward through the archipelago. Between the Big Island and smaller islands to the south stands the Beagle Channel. The famous Cape Horn is on the southernmost of these outer islands. South of the archipelago entirely is the Drake Passage, separating South America from Antarctica. Politically, the land surrounding the straits is split between the Magallanes region of Chile and the Santa Cruz and Tierra del Fuego provinces of Argentina. The southern side of the Drake Passage lies on the Antarctic Peninsula, within the claims of Chile, Argentina, and the UK, and hosts several research stations. The Strait of Magellan is 1.2 miles or 2 kilometers wide at its narrowest point in its western parts, and 2.3 miles or 3.7 kilometers between the Big Island of Tierra del Fuego and mainland South America. The depth of the strait ranges from 92 feet or 28 meters to over 3,500 feet or 1,080 meters. The Beagle Channel is narrower at less than 5,000 feet, or 1,500 meters, between Argentina's Gable Island and Chile's Navarino Island, and shallower at 58 feet or 14 meters in the same area. The Drake Passage is essentially open sea, at over 500 miles or 800 kilometers wide, and over 3 miles or 5 kilometers deep. Around 20 to 40 million years ago, Antarctica and South America split apart, allowing water to circulate freely around the Antarctic landmass. This circulation through the Drake Passage has become the Antarctic Circumpolar Current, the world's largest ocean current, with a flow rate of over 100 million tons of water per second. The current largely separates the waters on either side, which leads many geographers to consider the Antarctic waters to the current south as an independent ocean, the Southern Ocean. The Strait of Magellan and the Beagle Channel were formed more recently by the glaciers and tectonic faults that carved Tierra del Fuego into the many separate islands that comprise it today.
Okay, let the fun begin. We're off the other side of the world. 40,700 and something odd kilometres. Start off in Perth. This is the city centre. And from Perth we flip across to Sydney. So this is using Google Earth Studio. Now we're at the airport waiting to get on this flight, which coincidentally a few weeks ago had a problem going from Sydney to Auckland in New Zealand. So off we go to New Zealand, pretty close, small airport. Now we're into Santiago in Chile. You can see the Andes the Andes Mountains in the background. And this is an automatic fly around. You can see it's a very large, sprawling city. And from Santiago, we fly across the mountains to Buenos Aires' main airport, take a quick prepaid taxi up to the hotel, and then the next day we're up on the cruise ship. This is in the hotel entrance. A floral ball, go figure. It's for vegetarian, I don't get that, but still. Okay, we're out in the park near the hotel, just a very short walk. Somebody forgot to wear their sunglasses. And some very old, quite stunning buildings around here. And our hotel is down that road there, where the bus is. It's Kate sitting by her lonesome over here, shielding her eyes from the sun. What's going on here? day we end up in this monstrous queue after being getting a taxi there down the back alleys, which was a bit disconcerting. This is to get on the boat, the ship, and here it is alongside, just a quick view. And then, courtesy of the Norwegian cruise lines, that's the actual ship, the Norwegian Star. It's a monster. This is looking out over Buenos Aires, major city, very busy. There's a cruise ship in the near distance. Looking back up into the sun behind one of the radar. And again into the port area generally. Obviously a shipping container port, but not very big. Now we start to head off just nearly on last light. The little tug is just showing the boat where to go. It's not actually pushing or pulling. This is inside. Just have a quick look around inside. I haven't got a lot of photos in here. And this is from the cabin TV. It shows us going from Buenos Aires to Montevideo in Uruguay. And then we take the coastal route down to a little town called Porto Madryn. Then to through the fjords. So here we go, Montevideo. We didn't get down hardly anywhere. In fact, I was the only one that got down. That's the city centre. This is a graveyard just as you come out of the port. Very interesting. This Cape, we'll see somewhere where it's quite cool. And it's in the shade, but cool. So we're going to our next port. Leave Montevideo, we go down the coast, we don't go across through the jungle, and we come into this bay here, and this is Porto Madryn. This is after a show, guitar musicians. This is in the atrium area. These guys are pretty good. There's always some show on in there. This is Punta Arenas, so we're going down through into Chile now. And the lie of the land is a bit strange. We couldn't get down here in the Straits of Magellan because the captain deemed the winds were too dangerous for the tenders. So that you can see our route down through, and this was mostly done at night, which is disappointing, but so be it. Down to the southernmost city in the world, which is Ushuaia. So this starts leaving. We come down here now. There's Tierra del Fuego is the big island. This didn't quite work, but basically you go through those fjords to this little place. This is where I got down and did a bus trip out into the national park rather. As you can see, lots of mountains, some snow peaks. This is the actual place. Of course, it's all in. So this is in Argentina. There's actually a canoeing group on there. This is another lake. Somebody kindly took a photograph of me. Now, at the end of the main highway from Alaska to the southernmost part of South America, you come across these, not wild horses, but horses allowed to roam freely in the state forest, in the national forest rather. Quite nice looking animals. Didn't get too upset with me having a look at them. I didn't get too close, of course. Okay, so off we go. From there we head off to the Antarctic region, although we go to the South Shetlands Island, which is UK outpost, and then Elephant Island, but it's in the Antarctic Peninsula area. And we went to Admiralty Bay to look at some research stations and hopefully catch some wild animals. We didn't. And then up to Elephant Island, and then from there to the Falkland Islands, Port Stanley. We didn't get down. Again, it was a tender job, and I was in a bad way with my stomach. And as you can see, it's pretty cold. So these are some of the images we took whilst we were in the Admiralty Bay. Some beautiful glaciers, nice bright day. You can see a couple of the research stations in some views. It's about as close as we get to the front of the glacier. As you can see, everyone's rugged up. Even looks cold. See that blue ice there? Quite stunning. It's another view of the same area, a little bit shorter. Spectacular. There's a research station off to the right that we just passed, and then it opens up into the sea, and it's all glaciers just there. As you can see, it's cold. She's rugged up though. Now we're on that return leg. We're coming into we're coming into Buenos Aires. We aren't going to Montevideo. So this is the setting sun, which I thought was pretty stunning. Until somebody stepped in front of me. So the end of a nearly 2-week trip. A little bit disappointing because of my stomach upset. I think it stopped us getting down in Stanley, which I really wanted to do, as did Kate. Couldn't be done. There's all the ships wanting to go out. It's quite a tight little passage to get into Buenos Aires, apparently. This is a chemist shop. Absolutely stunning inside. Beautiful artwork. This is the scene of a weekend market, which I didn't get photos of at the time, but it was the next day, I think. And another city of churches. Okay, we're on the prepaid personal taxi on the way out to the airport. I thought I'd take a few shots so you can see how busy the place is from the car perspective. Pretty run down in places, and very modern in others. Taxi driver didn't say a word. It's alright, prepaid, whatever. And that's about our trip drawing to a close, and we've got the reverse journey to make, which was just as painful as the way there.